Hello and welcome to New Code Logics. Today we are diving into one of the most important topic in the development of modern React, which is the React hooks. Okay, so whether you are new to the React or you are a professional developer, understanding hooks is very important for building dynamic and efficient user interfaces, right? So basically, React hooks have the importance in the React.js component. Okay, they provide a more concise and expressive way to manage state, side effects, and more, all within functional component. Right. So say goodbye to the class components and say welcome to the functional magic of React hooks. Right. So in this video, basically we will take you, to a comprehensive journey through the React hooks, right? We will cover everything from the basics like useState hook, like useEffect hook, to more advanced concept like custom hooks. Basically, we will cover the topic of custom hooks in our next video, right? And we will also introduce you how to optimize the performance using the React memo hook. By the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding of how to use hooks efficiently and effectively in your React.js projects. Okay, so before we begin, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you would not miss any of our future tutorials, right? And if you have any question along the way, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. We love hearing from our community. Alright, so let's jump right in and start exploring the incredible world of the React hooks. Okay, so I have already introduced the React hooks that these kind of feature in React have lots of important. Basically, we are using React hooks for different purposes, and they were introduced for the first time in React 16.8 version to provide a more straightforward way to manage component state and side effects. Basically, there are different types of hooks. The useState hook, the useEffect, useReference, useMemo are the most important hooks in React function component. We can also create our custom hooks, and I will introduce you in our next video about the custom hooks as I already explained. So we directly jump to our VS Code editor so that we start the practical, the code implementation of the React different hooks. Okay, so let me open the project that I am working on. I will open Visual Studio. Okay, now it is my practice project that we are using in this series of values. So let me close all the files. I will start the project by typing the command in the PowerShell npm start. Okay, so it is the command for running any React.js application. This command will run our project by the default port. By default port 3000. Okay, so the I have installed antivirus. That is why it will not allow the PowerShell to run any kind of script. That is why I will click on OK. But my project is now running, I think, on port 3000. So let me go to the browser, and here let's me type localhost 3000. Press enter. Okay guys, so this is my project which is running in a correct way. Now let's me go to the home page, site home page, and I have to replace all these stuffs. Okay, control S. Let's me go to the browser again. Here we have nothing in the browser. Now I have first to introduce the use state. Basically, we are using the useState hook for managing the state inside the React function component. So let me declare here a useState hook. It is the best practice to declare all the hooks, a useState hook at the top of your function component. So I will declare here my hook. Let's suppose um, the variable name will be, let's suppose, s- student name, and here I will define a function for changing the value, for setting the value of the student name variable. Okay, so it will be the function name is equal to, you have to write here useState keyword. Okay, you can see that the useState is imported from the React. So it is the way to declare your useState hook inside the React function component. And here in the parenthesis you can define the default value for the student name. So let's suppose the student name is uh, Noor for the term. Okay, now I will use this variable inside my HTML in other part of the function component. uh, I can also change the value of the student name by this function. Okay, now let's me first call here the student name inside the h3 tag. Student name is equal to, inside the React, if you want to access the JavaScript within the HTML, then you have to use the curly braces. So I am now accessing the student name, which is by default Node. Format the document and let me show you in the browser. Here the student name is Noor. Okay, now I have to change the value of this state variable. Oh, let me define here a button. Okay, and the button text will be click me, and on click of this button lets me define a function on click. Okay, change student name. Let's suppose it is the function name. I will define here this function constant. It will be an arrow function. Okay, so we are declaring the arrow function like in this way. It is the function name, and here inside the function I will use this set student name for changing the student name value. Now let's me type here, for example, the student name is no Rahul. Okay, now once I click on this button, the student name will be changed, and here its value will be reflected, right? Now go to the browser. It's the student name is Noor. Let me click. The student name is changed to Rahul. So basically, the purpose of the useState hook is to manage the state within your function component in React.js. Okay. Now let me also introduce you the useEffect hook. Basically, if you want to perform any kind of operation, if the component is loaded successfully, then we have to use the useEffect hook. For example, if I want, once all the part of the home component is loaded successfully, then I want to change the name from Noor to something else. Okay, and I will also show you I will also show an alert once the component is ready. So I have to use the useEffect hook. The useEffect hook syntax is very simple. I have already written, so you have to import the useEffect hook. Okay, it is important. You can see from the React, and it is the syntax it is the complete syntax for creating the useEffect hook. Now let me first change the value of the student name. I will change the student name value from Noor to Rahul when the component is loaded successfully, and then I will show you an alert also. Uh, Student name change successfully, right? Now for me the document control S Rahul. Actually, we did not see the impact because all the things are going in milliseconds. So basically the student name was Noor. If you see the default, once the component is loaded, the student name changed to Rahul, and it also show me the alert. Okay. No, basically we are using the use effect for this purpose. Let's suppose you want to call an API in this place when the function is component. So make an API call. Let's suppose you are picking the student name from the database. Then you have to make an API call. Once you get the response from the API, then you have to change the student name. So they are, if you are aware about the normal traditional development like in SPMVC, like in Flask or any other framework like Laravel, we are using the document.ready, the jQuery function to trigger an event once the page, once the HTML document is ready. So same like in React, if you want to trigger an event or perform some kind of operations, once the component is loaded successfully, then you have to use the useEffect hook. Inside this array, we can also pass some parameter. For example, if I want to trigger this useEffect again when a variable value is changed, then you can pass the variable name here. For example, if I want that this useEffect should be triggered when the student name is changed. So let me show you here the alert. Okay, uh, student name changed. Okay, now I will click on the function. The function will change the value of student name. So when the value of this student name is changed, then this use effect will be triggered. It will be triggered once the page is loaded, and then it will be triggered again when I click on this button. So let me show you. It is triggered by default. Okay, now let me click. It did not trigger. Okay, the student name is changed. By the way, let me show you here the debugger. Okay, it's not working correctly, so there may be some I don't know exactly about this at the time, but I will show you. To let me change here, declare here variable let uh, counter is equal to 1. Okay. No, I will change the value of counter is equal to counter plus 1. Okay, counter is changed, and let me show here again. Format document. Okay, it's not triggering actually. I think the counter value is changed successfully, but due to some reason it's not triggering. Anyway, I will check this, so just give me a minute. Okay guys, so let me save all the things. Save. Oh, so it's called for the first time. Now let me click. It's not triggered. Okay, let me go to the code again, and let me declare the counter as a use state. So I have to copy this one counter, set counter, and here I will define its value like 1 by default. Let me remove this one, and I have to change its value to set counter is like in this way. I will change the counter value to 2. Okay, now let me save. Okay, okay, now it's triggered successfully. Let me refresh the page again. Okay, it's the first time. Now if I click on click me, the use effect will be triggered again because the counter will be, you will be changed inside the set counter. So let me put here a debugger also, and I will show you. Refresh. The use effect is triggered for the first time. Okay, It's I think something are not ready completely. That is why it's trigger again. Okay. Now let's me click on this button. You can see that the change student name function is called by clicking on the button. Now let's me change the value of the counter. Its values change. Uh, okay, now you can see that after changing the value, the use of effect is triggered again, and the error is shown. So it is the complete story about the use effect. Okay. Now let's me see about the use reference um, hook. Okay. So basically we are using the use reference hook to point out our DOM elements, to manipulate the DOM element, to access the DOM element. So let's me directly jump to our code, and here let's me remove all this stuff. Okay, and let's me also remove this one. Okay, also remove this one. Control S, go to the page, there is nothing showing. Now I have to use the use reference hook constant. Let's suppose I want to declare a hook, uh, user input use reference. Okay, it is imported from the React, you can see here, and let's me put here null value. Okay, and here I will declare an input field, input type text, and its reference will be the user input. Okay, and let's me close this. Sorry, like not like in this way. In React you have to just put here this say I mean mark. Okay, now let's me put here a breakpoint. Okay, and here I will declare a button. uh, Click me will be the text of the button, and on click of this button, let me show you the use of the use reference hook. Okay, so the function name will be handle use reference hook. Okay, now let's me define this function here. Constant is equal to parentheses arrow symbol for the arrow function, format the document, and here I will access the use reference dot current dot focus. Yes, like in this way. Now when I click on the button, then I will use the use input reference, and using these use input reference I want to get focus on the input box. Let's try what happen. I can also change the height and width using this thing. So no, in this line I can fully access to these DOM element, the input. Okay, now save. Okay, now let's me, you can see that the focus means that a cursor will be blinking. So let's me click outside, click me, something went wrong. Use input to current dot fetch is not a function. Okay, now let's me try like in this way. What happened? Focus. In this way, control S. Yes, you can see there. Click me out. No, we are not focusing this input. If I click on these, then focus will be given to these. Okay, you can see here. Now basically you can see that we use the use reference hook for accessing the DOM element, right? So it is the basic way to handle in React.js application. Okay, now let's me show you the use memo hook. Okay, I will just tell you that we are using the use memo hook for performance optimization in React.js application. Now it is your task to do the practice of use memo by your own side. I have defined the use state, the use effect, and use reference, and it is just as an assignment for you to practice the use memo hook. About the custom hook, in my next video, I will show you each and everything how to create custom hooks, and I will also show you the practical implementation. But about the use memo hook, it is your assignment. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you. If you like the video, then subscribe the channel so that I load more content for you. Thank you.